Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Glory show. We're going to install all the utilities in the cabin, the septic, water, gas, electric, and so on. Well, we got some conduit, as we call it. It's about half the price. That'll run out to the cabin. Well, that's 24 sheets of 2-inch foam board. I need 50 for the entire cabin and 20 for the floor. It came in a 24 pack, so I'm just like, well, give me the whole package so we can get it home without having to worry about it. And the siding material is in that crate. All that racket is Derek starting to work on the yard for the cabin back there. Yeah, we're digging the gas line and most of the line for the electric. You know what, I pulled those rocks off of the mountain back there, and then I put them in the trailer, and then I put them in a pile, and then I put them in these rows, and then I had to move them again. I am tired of moving these rocks. I have a bad back. It hurts. Anyhow, this is pretty cool. I'll get over there and show you that trail. A pretty good trench. Well, we're running the gas line. We're over here by the garage. Yeah, it's about 9:30-ish. That's okay. I don't mind working a little bit late. Sunsets up here are gorgeous, though. Even got my lawnmower helping out. That little structure there is the frame for the substation for the cabin here. We're going to house all the batteries, the inverter, the charger, all that stuff right over here, about 16 feet away from the building, for a couple of reasons. One, insurance companies don't like solar power, and this way no solar equipment has ever touched the house. Just we're feeding the wire to it, so it's just a generator. We got to heat the floor though because the batteries don't like the cold. So since I'm heating the concrete floor, I'm just going to run one of the water lines out here, loop it around a couple times and bring it back. Got to make a great big insulated box for it. That'll take a little bit of time. And then we're going to run the drain out of the cabin and then through the back and probably put the septic pot right there, because we can take advantage of that heat and not have to worry about ever freezing them. We got the gas line coming in from Crest Oil. Guy's running a tracer in the line for us. All right, we got the gas line in the trench. Finally. Actually, they were really quick about it, and then they also decided to do the propane delivery today. So I'm very thrilled about that. I had to come back to the garage to get some screws. Well, got the electric line stretched out. Haven't got out the conduit yet. Still sitting in that pile. Lots to do. He's coming around the right side now.
Look out, buddy!
Yeah, that's probably good advice. Filling in the gas line and getting ready to run that electric line out to the cabin. Looks like I'm getting my driveway fixed up today. Didn't know that was on the list, but I guess it was. Alright, running the wire from the garage to the cabin. We need a couple extra feet over there. Runs all the way up to the garage. And then all the way back here, we're getting it finished up. And I've also got another piece of this cut to run from there. Oop, fell in the hole. Down to there. I'm about to finish doing the foam board insulation on this section. Corey's tamping out that. We got concrete coming tomorrow and we don't even have the plumbing in yet. So by 3 o'clock we better have our stuff together. Derek's behind me in the neighbor's driveway finishing that up, and that is Corey's wife way over there making food. All right, the back of the cabin. We got that cylinder ready for the septic and this side of things. Almost got the foam board done in this box. Got the wire brought into it, and they're setting up for the drain waste and vent for the bathroom right now.
Neil!
Focus. Yeah.
Just like that. And I knew we were gonna have to cut a chunk of that box out. So if you want, grab the sawzall, come out and let's fucking notch it. You got it. That honestly worked really good.
Worked really well, Derek.
It's actually doing pretty fun.
Got the ground rod in, and that thing was floating, so we had to put some dirt in there real quick.
Down, and then right here, you'll end up with your clean out.
Okay, cool. I wanted it in this little nook in this corner of the house.
Oh, fuck me.
And we're gonna put the tank for the cabin septic right over here. That's the first water through the pipe. We just put a hose in the bathroom. And we'll run it out there. See if everything's working. Alright, we're running the water line. Well, we're getting the dirt out of the way of the water line. To feed this cabin. We're gonna go right through that channel. I'm currently putting the water line in, but I need 2 hands, so. Just the rocks that we're getting out of here are something else. He hit the pipe and broke it and started a leak, and hit the wire behind
That's what I did.
behind the trailer. Yeah, just took a chunk right out of the feed wire.
Okay, well, we're right up.
Yeah, that's where we broke the well wire and fixed it. I gotta get a box to go around it, and that little trench he's digging now is just for the shipping container wire and for the well pump wire that has to go back to the garage. Yeah, this is the view from inside the trench, along with a little bit of trash. Yep, my yard is screwed. We got the water line patched up, and I got that little spigot so I can have a hose right here by the fire bin. About to start getting this stuff all leveled out and graded. I just finished putting the foam board in that battery house over there. Substation, I guess I'm gonna call it. I don't know yet, we'll figure it out. Got concrete coming in the morning. Gotta run the heat tubing through the floor, and I still gotta finish the foam board in the front, and we're just about done with the foam board in the back. These guys are good at what they do. I wish I could have gave them both a little bit more money. I'm down to 600 bucks now. I just turned the fuse on. Okay. So that's the first time I've seen it work. They obviously tried it before I got up here. Well, we got the base for the shower. They didn't have the doors in stock, but I got them paid for. And we got the shower drain started here. Power company just left with their meter by request. This is dead. They unhooked it at the pole, so I can remove all this if I want to. And after a while, I will, including the air conditioner, just to get it out of the backyard. Everything now is run off of the garage. All I have to do is tie into that, which feeds the cabin. And that'll have to serve until I get the service panel hooked up. This stuff is just like beer. You always need one more can. This box used to be behind the trailer and is now temporarily hooked up to the cabin here. And for the first time, I got the lights on, powered from the garage. And I've also got the off-grid living room plugs hooked up, so it's the lower course of all of those. And I think that one, it may be hooked up to the bathroom. I'll have to check. At the cabin, a little trouble with this pump. The thing works, and the switch works, but it don't turn off. So I guess the float switch doesn't really work. And I've got another problem. This pipe headed out back is only about that far from the surface. And it stays about that far from the surface until we get it back here where I started the septic field, but I haven't finished it yet. I still got to get a bunch of gravel in one of them pipes with holes in it. It comes out down there underneath that stuff. Anyway, I think that's going to turn into a popsicle because there's a check valve down in there and it keeps it full of water. So common sense is telling me it's going to freeze. I mean, I've been in Michigan for a long time, so I get it. So when I unhooked it, I noticed it drained out into that pit that we were just at. So I need that to flow that way. And I'm thinking the only way to do that is to take that pipe headed out there and drill a hole from the underside of it, about 1/4 of an inch. And that'll let it breathe and drain out of there. And that 1/4 inch hole isn't going to overpower that pump. It'll make a hell of a squirt gun, but it'll be pointing back down. So I suppose that'll have to do. Yeah, so I'm pretty sure I fixed it. The float switch was, there's a clamp on the motor to fix the wire tube. So it hangs down and flips it upside down to turn it off. Well, it wasn't, well, it was attached, but it was too darn long, so it was just kind of laying on the ground in there on the side of it, and it wouldn't shut the motor off. So we'll see. See, my relief valve is working. And so is my float switch. Good. Now that'll drain out. Hopefully it won't freeze. I got the shipping container wire finished, at least for now, but I got room to expand with a conduit and put a light inside the unit when I've got it set up. Well, this is the valve that controls the water supply to the cabin. Put this cap on a piece of PVC, and down that hole about 4.5 feet, you put a hose valve, like on the side of your house, and you cut the handle so that it fits that thing. You reach down in there, do not drop this thing, and then you can turn this on and off that way. That water will never freeze. And make sure you don't glue that cap on. It's November 23rd, 2024. Got a little bit of snow today. Anyway, it's I guess I'm not getting the shipping container, unfortunately. See, I'd given the guy that done the excavation work here $600 down payment on it. He was going to charge me $2,000, which was very fair, actually, especially to bring it up here, as long as I helped him with some gas. Well, when we were running the heat tubing through the floor in the cabin over there, he had a little temper tantrum and decided to scream at me. And normally that'd be it, but I'd known the guy for 24, 25 years, something like that. We're pretty good friends, so I didn't say anything much. I just dropped it and waited until later. And I talked to him and told him, don't you ever treat me like that again. It's a basic lack of respect. And next morning he tried it again. I'm like, look, we're done after this job. Well, he was good enough to take me down and get the truck out of the place that was fixing the rear end, and he hung out and worked really hard on the concrete. Made sure we got that in before they left. So I'll give him that. But he was slamming the door on that excavator, hoping to break it, and cost me a lot of money. repeatedly on me hard. He punched one of my tiles and broke it, and just stomping around like a child. So unfortunately, that'll be the end of our friendship, and I guess the end of this video. But as far as that shipping container goes, I'm out $600. Anyway, I guess I'm basically done until the spring. I got to pay off the credit card for, you know, the excavator rental, which is absolutely necessary, and got to tie up a few loose ends, but basically everything's done outside until the winter, and then the spring. Hopefully by then I'll have this paid off and be able to start buying materials for this cabin again.